The story of Heera and Moti, a tale of loyalty and freedom. Jalajay once had a beloved bulls named Heera and Moti. These two weren't just animals to him, they were his family. They worked together, ate together, and shared a bond deeper than words. Jal cared for them with devotion, feeding them well and treating them with love, as he had no children of his own. One day, things changed. Jal's wife decided to take both Heera and Moti away to her maternal home. The bulls were confused. Why were they being taken? Where were they going? Along the way, Moti kept trying to escape, unsure and anxious. Heera, always the calm one, managed to keep them together, and they eventually reached her home. But what awaited them there was no comfort. Dry straw was thrown in front of them, straw they didn't even touch. As night fell, the bulls could sense this was not home. With courage and determination, they broke free from their ropes. But when they returned to the place they once called home, they were found by Juhi, Jal's daughter. She embraced them lovingly, realizing what they had endured. But Jal's wife, filled with jealousy, once again fed them dry straw. Still, Heera and Moti found peace in being back in familiar surroundings. The next day, however, Jal's wife yoked them to a cart and took them away again. On the way, Moti felt like pushing the cart into a ditch in frustration, but Heera, wise and calm, controlled the situation and led them to their destination, Gaya's house. What followed was a nightmare. Gaya made them work endlessly, plowing fields from dawn to dusk. When they faltered, he beat them. Heera and Moti exchanged helpless glances, their spirits breaking. But in that house, there was a little girl with a heart of gold. Seeing their suffering, she began secretly feeding them rotis every night. Her kindness became their strength. One day, the girl witnessed Gaya trying to break a sacred idol. She ran, untied Heera and Moti, and set them free. The bulls fled. Gaya tried to chase them, but couldn't catch up. On their journey to freedom, they encountered a wild bull. It charged at them with rage. Heera stepped forward bravely while Moti tried to flank it. A fierce fight broke out. Though wounded, they fought back together and the wild bull retreated. They were hurt but alive and proud. As hunger gnawed at them, they found a field full of fresh green peas. Unable to resist, they began to eat. But the caretakers spotted them and raised an alarm. The bulls were captured and taken to the Kanji house, a place where neglected animals were kept. There, they saw suffering everywhere: weak horses, starving goats, and thin donkeys. No one had food. No one had hope. That night, Moti whispered to Heera, "If we break this wall, we can escape." Using all their strength, they began hitting it. After 24 blows, the wall cracked. Encouraged, they hit harder until they made a gap. One by one, the animals began to escape. Horses, goats, even the donkeys, they all fled to freedom. Moti begged Heera to leave too, but Heera stayed. The next morning, the people at the Kanji house were shocked. In panic, they decided to auction the bulls. A businessman placed the highest bid and took Heera and Moti with him. But the bulls were broken, weak, starved, and scarred. As they walked, the path began to feel familiar. Something inside them stirred. With renewed strength, they ran, leaving the traitor behind. They ran and ran, until they reached home. Jal saw them and cried with joy. He embraced them like lost sons returned. The traitor tried to reclaim them, but Moti charged at him, forcing him to flee. Even Jal's wife, finally moved, kissed their foreheads. From that day, everyone in the village learned a lesson: animals feel love. They remember kindness, and they too long for home. Epilogue: the old ant's tale. Years passed. The jeweler, Jal, left the world, but before that, he had given all his property in Heera and Moti's name, symbolizing how deep their bond had been. In the same house lived an old aunt, ignored and mocked by the younger ones. Children would tease her, steal her food, and laugh at her silence. But during a festival, as the aroma of rich food filled the house, something stirred within her. She slowly made her way to the kitchen. With trembling hands, she offered food to God before taking any for herself. Just as everyone else began eating, she prayed silently for peace and dignity. Later, when the guests came and the family mocked her again, it was Ladli, the youngest, who came to her defense. Ladli took puris from the kitchen, placed them in the old aunt's hands, and gently said, "You don't need anyone's permission. You belong here." As the old aunt ate, a few others quietly observed. One cousin-in-law, stunned to see the old woman picking crumbs from used plates, realized how far they had strayed from compassion. She opened the doors, brought out more food, and in that moment, repented. The story ends with the message: love, dignity, and kindness must be given to all humans or animals, old or young, for in the end, it is these small acts that define our humanity.